Yeah, I think I'm on day 2. We were going for... God, I can't remember their names. I cannot remember their names for the life of me. But we were going with something. Okay. Oh god, we last played this at the beginning of December, so it's been... Oh, about a month, actually. Yeah, okay. I was about to turn in for the night when I heard a knock on my door. Hey, Kat. I thought you weren't going to come over tonight. Sorry about that. I got tied up in some things. I don't remember any of the voices I used either. Oh god. Well, we'll figure it out. Is everything okay? Good as always. Care to join me for a walk? Sure, that sounds nice. Then away we go. We walked at a relaxed pace with Kat slightly ahead leading the way. I can't remember. Are we male or female? Oh god, I can't remember any of it. Oh god. I'm not making new ones because then I'd have to start over. Stream till you die, Cloud. Hey, Marion, how you doing? Anyway. So how you feeling about day 3, Anti-Hawk? Okay, so yes, we did make a woman. Okay. You still feeling Scarlet? Scarlet, that's where... Okay, I still like... Yes, I still like Scarlet the most. Scarlet's still the girl I like the most. If anything, getting to meet and know the girls made me like her even more. She's full of surprises, but more importantly, I'm the happiest when I'm with her. That said, so far hanging out with her has been more than a little dangerous, but I like that. Hello, Wrath. Hello, Morin. How you guys doing? Oh, that's cute. Also, perfect answer for the cameras. Thank you very much. I guess to be giving Scarlet's fanbase some more things to go rabbit over soon. You can say that again. Perfect. Well, I'm happy you've got you've at least got one girl you're really interested in, but it helps you've got chemistry with both. Tomorrow you'll be going on a date with your other soulmate candidate instead. Let's milk this love triangle for all it's worth. Oh no. Sound good to you? Ah, jeez, I just stubbed my toe. I guess my chair. Ow. Yeah, it's okay. I'm noticing a pattern in making it sound like I have a choice when I really don't. None of us really have a choice nowadays, I'm afraid. Alright, I gotta get back to editing today's footage. You ready to head back to the mansion? Sounds good to me. We walked back in comfortable silence. Night! See you later, Kat. Okay, so we're going on a date with the other... Which one's the other one, though? God dang it. Oh, is it the sports girl? I think the jogger or whatever? If we get caught trying to escape, there's no telling what would happen to us. It's a chance we have to take. I know, but we need to know what we're up against. We know the island better than anyone by now, Anti-Hawk. We'll be fine. I'm not so sure. Dane's brought in that scientist for his latest experiment. What? Wait, what? All I've heard is that she's the one who built the prototype. The one Damien used to turn 6 into a vegetable. Not to mention the old test audiences, too. Shit. I think they must have killed at least 100 people by now, and they still haven't perfected it. Perfected what? If we get caught... I get what you're trying to say. Are you still with me? It's not too late. You didn't even have to ask. Of course I'm with you. What's going on? Who are you? Somehow I know you're close by. But every time I try to see your face, the dream ends. Episode 4. Second go. Los Cuerzos sound is cool. The next day I woke to the sound of an explosion outside. I ran outside as fast as I could. What the? The first thing I saw was Scarlet, and black smoke emanating from the ground near her. Oh, hey there, Anti-Hawk. Nice weather we're having, huh? Hey, Scarlet, you okay? Yeah. I'm pretty good, all things considered. I've been experimenting again on trying to bring back people's memories without the whole monkey zombie bit. I figure if you and I ever, well, you know, I'd want us to know everything about each other. Oh, we're gonna... No secrets. I'd like that, Scarlet. Thanks. Yeah, I know. I'll let you know if I make any progress with that. I gotta clean this up. Give me a minute and then we can head to the forest. I've been meaning to spend some time there since I got to this island. Sounds good by me. We walked together through the forest, handed... Why is she licking her lips? Oh, God. This isn't gonna end well. Talking about things we do after we got off the island. Talking about everything and anything. After we're off this island, whatever happens, do you maybe want to catch a movie together? Did I give her an English? I think I gave her an English accent. Sure, but why a movie? She got her some chapstick on her lip, it's fine. You can laugh, but there's a part of me that just wants to be a regular girl for a day. That's something I could never forget. And I'd like if it could be that way with you. What do you say? I'd like that. Yay! Scarlet did a little dance of happiness. We spent the rest of the morning together in the woods, enjoying each other's company, and maybe a little more than that. Oh! Oh ho ho ho! Somehow, in the middle of it all, I forgot what kind of show I was on in the first place. It was just me and her. In this moment, more than ever, I was glad to be alive. Ugh, my head. You okay? You don't look so good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm a girl. Not so loud. Ugh. My head's killing me after I had a ton of wine last night. I still had to edit our broadcast after that, which didn't help. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the woman who decides whether I get to live or die. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the woman who decides whether I get to live or die every night. And she was very, very drunk when she did just that. Thank you, thank you. I'll be here all week. Clearly you're still alive, Auntie Hawk, so it's all good. Believe me, you'd drink too if you worked here. Just look at the Brothers 5. Working at Futuristic Evil Corp, TM, has to come with some benefits, right? You'd think, but we still have to pay for dental out of pocket. Before I forget what this show's all about. Today's the day you go on a date with... Who was your other soulmate candidate again? Oh, it's Allie. Allie. How much did you drink last night, Kat? Whatever, I knew that. Just testing you, duh. Right. Alright, let's get a second date with Allie started. Woo! Whoa, someone tell the world to stop spinning like a little bitch. Oh my god. I'm pretty much fucked, huh? Howdy, Auntie Hawk. Ready for round 2? I figured you might want to hang out somewhere where roleplays don't work. I spent all night dreaming of the next chance I could use those 2 little death machines. And I think you'll love what we got to start today. There's no wheels where we're going. What do you mean? You'll see. Follow me. This is... I know this music. I fucking use this in my game. First, I'm gonna need you to close your eyes. I'm not sure I like where this is going. Dora. Nothing to worry about, Auntie Hawk. I'll be right behind you the whole time. I'll be right next to you the whole time. Because that's always gone so well. You don't need wheels. Hasn't it? Allie moved behind me and covered my eyes with her hands. Let's just keep walking forward. Trust me. Right. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't somewhat enjoying this. My heart skipped a beat when she wrapped her arms around me. I cautiously took step after step forward. First I felt dirt, then sand, then water? Are you trying to make me drown myself? Of course not! Though I have to admit, this does look a lot like how they killed people back in the day. Wait, what people? Where? You're gonna want to really take a high step forward next or it's gonna hurt. I raised my right leg as high as I could and stepped forward. Something clanged like metal. Next, I brought over my left leg. Keep your eyes closed for a second longer. I just gotta do one thing. Ollie let go of me and I took a few steps forward. Brace yourself! Wait, what's... Oh, we're on a ship. I was knocked off my feet by a sudden movement and opened my eyes on reflex. Water sprayed onto my body as I struggled to regain my balance. But they just walked him out into the ocean? All aboard the SS St. Allie. When and where did you get a boat? Pretty cool, right? I found this baby in the back of the mansion this morning. You just found it? Anyway, ask Kat if I could take it for a spin. She said that as long as we stay within a few clicks of the island, we're good, or the engine will automatically shut off. So I thought, why not have a little joyride around the island? What could go wrong? There's no fun in thinking that, is there? So why bother? Why indeed, thought the person stuck on a life or death dating show. Wrath. We cruised around the island for a while, taking note of the different buildings covering the island. The mansion seemed so small from way out here. Hours flew by as we cruised around. Allie took a deep breath and sighed. You okay, Allie? You don't seem as chipper as usual. I guess I'm a little homesick. It's nothing to do with you, promise. I'm just worried about my old man. I'm sorry, wasn't your father... Oh, yeah, he's long gone. You know the story about you know the old story about New Asia. I'm talking about Lucas. He was a good friend of my dad's, and he's taking care of me and a whole lot of other kids. Hey, OD, it's going. It's going. Push off the boat without you. Sounds like a cool dude. You sharp away with words, don't you, Anti-Hawk? I don't build much on the past, it just slows you down. I couldn't agree more. Is that the amnesia talking? Who knows? She laughed as she put her hand tenderly against my cheek. I'm more worried that he'll get himself into trouble if I'm not around to keep him in check. What's he like? Let's just say that's a lot of how I act is from him, but I'm much more restrained. If you're like this, I guess I wouldn't survive even a single day hanging out with him. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, nothing at all. Allie made a sharp turn, then a sudden force threw me out of the boat. $5 either, Dora. Actually, I can do a points thing if I want to. Let's see, where is... Ah, prediction. How do I... Okay, here we go. Okay. Will Hawk find love or die? Find love. Help if I spelled it right. Die. And we'll put it up for... You guys can vote for 30 minutes. There we go. What if both? Well, then I'll cancel the prediction. Okay. Hey, what was that for? Oh, nothing at all. I couldn't help but smile at her. She was practically shining when she had that devilish grin. I'm sure he's doing just fine, Allie. He's probably watching right now just to make sure you're safe. Hey, Cycron. You're probably right, now that I think about it. And hey, Dora, how you doing? I don't know if I said hi. You always waste a day watching shitty reality TV shows. Which gives me an idea. What's that? With one hand on the wheel, Ellie turned to me and kissed me on the lips. I kissed her back. It felt like lightning was running through my veins. The boat started to rock back and forth more and more uncontrollably, but we didn't stop. Then... I don't know, actually. That's gotta give Lucas a heart attack. Seriously, what kind of father lets their daughter go on a trashy show like this? I couldn't help but laugh. Yeah, whatever. It's been a fun ride so far. And here's to the next one with you, Anti-Hawk. She kissed me again, sending the boat into an erratic frenzy. Oh god, Kia. We spent the rest of the day together cruising around on the boat until we ran out of daylight. Yeah, and get banned like Pokimane? I don't think so. No, see. God. Thumb man. I was feeling too restless after today's date to wait in my room, so I went for a walk downstairs. No, it's not. That doesn't matter where it's from. Just watch it describe what's happening for us. Some man walks into the room, says something disparaging towards a woman, walks out. Yeah, exactly, Centauro. That's the name we came up for my character. I'm a woman in this. Anti-Hawk. I'm not taking a chance. To be perfectly honest, I'm not comfortable with that. This everything is, it's my livelihood. I don't want to take a risk with that, you know? Certain things, maybe I can get away with it, but not watching a whole goddamn show on stream. I'm not doing that. Oh, hey, Anti-Hawk. I just wanted to go check up on you. Check in on you. Hey there, Cat. What's up? There are some fancy desserts here from last week, but I can't find them anymore. Kind of, Cycron. Kind of. Nobody's voting on me finding love at all. Not even one feather. Because you know, if you vote it correctly and you only put in one feather, you get all the other feathers that were put in. You know that, right? But no, nobody wants to take that chance. Okay. Guess I'll take that out of the Brothers Fives paycheck. Oh, that was awkward to say. How do you know it was them? The sound is... There, it's a little quiet. They're like clockwork. Dora! What's Big Ed? I don't understand. Who is Big Ed? Is that the Thumb Man? I'm not scared of the Thumb Man. I'm scared of TLC. Munch. Allie looked like a deer in the headlights on the other end of the kitchen. Kat hadn't seen her yet. She made direct eye contact with me, then hightailed it out. He always finds a way, AOT. I just know him as Thumb Man. Anyway, I've been meaning to talk to you. What's up? How'd your date with Allie today go? Alright, so do I say awesome or do I put all my eggs in Scarlett's basket? Scarlett's the one I want. It's the one we all want. I mean, come on, let's be honest. I just spun on as a kid. God. Hey, Scarlett's basket then. You can't do a harem run as far as I know. I don't know. We're not on that path for it alone, unfortunately, Dora. We'll just say awesome. It's pretty great. There's never a dull moment with Allie. I'm just scratching the surface, but I like what I see, and I really want to get to know her more. Interesting, interesting. That's good. Allie's pretty out there as far as people go. I can see why she'd have a hard time opening up. For what I saw today, I'm sure if anyone can, it'd be you. People thought she didn't have much of a chance here, but I guess you two are proving them wrong. Anyway, you're probably safe for at least another day, thanks to the ongoing rivalry between Scarlett and Allie. The stakes are rising, and so are our precious ratings. So without further ado, it's time for Phase 3. You've only got one date left with each of them before the final day. So make them count. You're not out of the woods just yet. Kat's the host. You can't go for... Well, I don't even know if you can or not. Will do. I love how it shows who predicted die. Alright, good. Well, I need to get back to preparing for tomorrow's show. Better rest up for tomorrow. You only get one first third date with the girl, right? Sounds good to me, Kat. See you later, Auntie Hawk. Good night, Kat. And thanks for the help. I realize I'd probably be screwed without you. Don't thank me yet. I'll back to my room, plopped on my bed. Time to get some shut-eye. Alright, we're out of the mansion. Next stop, the beach. Okay, why is this game using all the music that I used to use? Like, seriously. This used to be my intro and outro music right here for my channel. Oh my god. Mary. Okay, I'll tell you what. I absolutely promise I won't bring up any cookie pussy ever again. It is royalty, it is, so. It's hilarious, but it's using all the songs that I personally have used in a very short amount of time. I do like the song, though. Sure, Steph won't suspect a thing. That's because nobody's been stupid enough to try to escape till now. Maybe people should have been a little more stupid, a little sooner. Easier said than done. She grabbed my hand and pulled me along. We'll go through the forest, come on! We ran through the forest as if the devil were chasing us. The truth was not far from it. Okay, I can see the pier now, and the boat. We're this close to getting out of here. She always put on her bravest face when she was afraid. We're going to make it, right? You ain't needing... Yeah, god damn it. Why do you cut me down so hard? You can't let me have anything. I'm not weirded out. I just like, oh my god, it's so cool. course, the bush is a little further and no one's on our tail. Yeah, this music right here used to be my intro music. Can't believe it. We're finally getting out of here. We're finally going to leave, Anti-Hawk. About time, if you ask me. The moment every day since who knows how long we've been trapped here by now. But I never thought I would escape till I got to know you. I laughed. You gave me too much credit. It was your idea. Find any other sane person, they would have told you the same things. Sane people didn't try to escape with me. I wouldn't have stayed sane if it weren't for you, though. She laughed. That was my favorite sound. Let's get back to the matters at hand. We both know that this is where the rubber meets the road. Yeah. Now it's just a mad dash to the finish. You ready to run? No. I'm kidding, let's go. What the? My favorite sound of mine once more. I hope it's not the last time I hear it. Third time's the charm. I'm taking a guess that the mystery woman from our dreams is Kat. A beach scene? Seriously? Not only gratuitous, but oh so predictable. Oh, come on, it's the beach. Don't be so negative. I guess you're right. It's not every day you get to go to the beach. Are you alright, Tara? You've looked better. Tara is practically crawling on the beach sand like a zombie with one arm. Sunlight, my worst enemy. We meet again, you piece of shit. Rather hear this in theme 6, Brad. There's some shade under the beach umbrellas over there, Tara. You look like you could use it. I swear I've never seen Tara move so fast. Let's go in the water, come on. Scarlet grabbed Violet by the hand and pulled her towards the water. But I didn't bring anything to change. No, that's the spirit. Wait up, you guys. Just like that, they're off. You have to join them? I'd be crazy to miss out on this. Just one thing first. Allie pulled me in with her arms and kissed me back. Oh, I don't know who was talking there. It's hotter when the other girls are around. You think they saw? I couldn't stop my jaw from dropping. Look in your face is priceless, my god. Try to keep up. Allie ran to join the other girls in the water. I smiled and followed suit. We spent the rest of the morning enjoying the warm weather on the beach. Morning, Anti-Hawk. Time sure flies, huh? The show's almost over and you'll be able to go back to your regular life soon. No idea if it's gonna have any less headaches, though. Who knows? As strange as it sounds, I've had some fun here. The whole getting murdered thing isn't great, but it hasn't been all bad. I did mention that other people killed me in your position. On second thought, they definitely haven't thought it through enough. Probably not. Well, back to business. It's time to pick who you'll go on your first third date with. Who is the unlucky soulmate candidate today? Allie or Scarlet? I get to go on a third date with each of them. Do Scarlet first? Okay. Scarlet. Can't stand surprised there. You two are birds of a feather. You're two birds of a feather. You're trying to win. Here's hoping you both have a day you'll both remember for a change. It's funnier when you're not an amnesiac. I found Scarlet in the same place I met her. She was engrossed in a book with a pile of books next to her. They looked worn as if they'd been read over and over through the years. Hey there, Scarlet. What you reading? Hi, Anti-Hawk. Just an old fairy tale. Really? I was surprised you read something that would throw science out the window. I'm a woman of varied tastes. I quite like these stories, especially this one. Which one are you reading? It's called The Princess of Avoranda. Really? Really, it's silly. I doubt you'd be interested in... Try me. I smiled at her. She smiled back at me in kind. Okay, I don't see why not. Oh, Lord. Is this... What is... There's a young girl, Nera, who is the princess of the kingdom of Avoranda, which was far, far away from civilization. Unlike other princesses before her, she had no time for politicking or parties. She spent all her time building all sorts of gadgets for her family and her friends. What are you talking about? What No, I'm not... What? Wholesome, Christian stream. Like a robot dog that would eat the vegetables they didn't want to eat. Oh, I gotta try my hand at this sometime. Scarlet giggled like a child. Nera has a blissfully happy childhood. She even falls in love with a commoner named Aloria. Kia, good God! We don't need the cream piping! The airbags are more than enough for this car ride. Though her kingdom would never approve of the relationship, Nera and Aloria never fail to see each other in secret, every night by the crooked trees in the western forests. But those days don't last. One day, her mother, the queen, is taken by a witch, never to be seen again, and Nera is forced to become queen at the age of 16. You just... car. In her mother's absence, Nera does her best to lead the kingdom, and for years it prospers. She's like no other leader they've had before. The food, I do know. God, you know what? But secretly, she wants to leave. As queen, she has no more time for the things or the people that she loved with all her heart. She cries every night alone. But she knows she can't. Too much responsibility falls on her. Yeah, minute rice is valid food, so fuck you. I had Greek food tonight, though. Then one day, Nera is cursed by the same witch that took her mother and forgets everything. Her name, her family, her kingdom. Everything except Aloria and the desire to leave. So she leaves, and no one in the village ever sees her again. I won't bore you with the rest of the story, but thanks for listening till now. Oh, come on. Believe me, Scarlet, I want to hear this to the end. Especially because you like it so much. I looked deep into her eyes, and I could tell just how much she loved this story. Yeah, it was basically Euro meat, Greek salad, rice, whole wheat pita bread, and a potato. Little potato chunk. That was actually really good. Got it from Opa. Well, there's really not much left, but... So, Greek fast food. But still, I mean, it was pretty good. It's like, I don't know. I've never really had it before, so I was a little hesitant, but I liked it. I actually did like it. Well, Nera and Aloria live a wonderful life in the neighboring kingdom for many years. But one day, she remembers everything and rushes home, worrying for her people. When she gets there, she sees her people and ruled by the very same witch who took her memory, and that her people no longer prosper the way they did under her rule. In anger, Nera confronts the witch on the border of Avaranda. Both, Marion. The most Greek I've had is Greek salad. The witch takes off her cowl, revealing herself to be Nera's mother, the lost queen. Nera's mother gives her an ultimatum. She can return to ruling the kingdom, but she can never leave again, or she can leave now and never come back. And that's where the story ends. You never get to know what choice Nera makes. That's quite the cliffhanger. It's Greek-ish, I don't know. I want to know what happens next. Well, no wait, I've had chicken souvlaki once. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. No, I haven't. Never. I have never... I'm not even sure what kind of food that is. Is that donairs and stuff? Or is it something different? Calandra. Then I will assume that it's food I would never like. I'm just gonna assume it's donairs. I don't like donairs. I don't like donair meat. I don't like tzatziki sauce. I'm not a fan. Believe me, me too. I'm curious. What would you do in Nera's shoes? I'd leave the kingdom. Tron. Okay, you get on me about halal, and then you don't know what donair is? Seriously? Wow. I'm actually shocked. And you live in New York, of all places, too. I think I'd leave and never come back. Interesting. Why's that? There's no point in living without love. Even if it was better for the kingdom for Nera to stay, it wouldn't guarantee her love could never be realized. Oh, how the turns have tabled. Yeah, I was right, wasn't I? It's donair. It's donair meat. Oh no, it's just... I don't know. AOT. Well, I mean, donair is the big thing of meat. Called what? Halal or donair? Because donair is all over the place here. We have a donair place like every block. Fancy word names, Raz. The vertical, yeah, kind of, where they just put stacks of meat or the big meat, like, almost like a kind of bologna mixture. And they just rotisserie it and slice off hunks and chunks. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of donair. It depends on how they prepare it. I've seen it where it's lit. It's not like these slices of meat pushed down. It's all processed and formed. I've seen those ones too. Like bologna. And it's similar thing, like the big... It's all mixed up and mushed together. I've seen that. I've literally seen it. I've literally seen it. I'm in Canada. It's like mass-produced donair meat. Euro meat I had for the first time today. It was really good, actually. I don't like donair meat, but I like Euro meat. No point living without love. There's no point living. It was better for the end of that. And that's just too sad. I think the same way. I've loved this story ever since I've lost my memories. I'm sure I don't have a kingdom or anything, but sometimes you wonder, you know? Yeah, I get the same feeling too. That's just life, you know? You just have to keep moving forward. No, it's... Not like the same... I mean, processed like it's a big, massive... ground up meat, basically. Oh my god. I'll show you. This, look right there, boom. Big stick of ground up processed meat. That's donair. It's like a meatloaf sort of thing. You're looking donair, donair. Shawarma. Very similar things. Very similar, although they stack layers of actual meat, where it's not mixed up together. That's what I meant when I said bologna. I didn't mean like it's a bologna meat. I mean it's processed and it looks like it's all just a big tube of meat in the same sort of fashion. So you just have to keep moving forward. Yeah, you're right. I'm really happy you're the one I get to move forward with, Auntie Hawk. Me too, Scarlet. There's no one else I'd rather be with right here, right now. And speaking of right now, there's somewhere I want to bring you. Oh, where's that? I'll give you a hint. I've been thinking about this place ever since you mentioned that you loved fairy tales. Oh my gosh, there's turtles down here! Turtles! She was practically dancing around the room, taking in all the sights. It was impossible not to smile. I figured the Ocean Palace just might be your thing. Scarlet practically jumped onto me and squeezed the life out of me in a deathly bear hug. This is wonderful, Auntie Hawk. Thank you so much.
You made everything so special in ways I couldn't honestly believe, but you did it.
Turtle lover. What I have is a romantic abnormality. And this is just the beginning, Scarlet. I actually don't, and I don't want to know. I don't like bologna one bit at all. We're in this together. And as for the donair meat, like, it depends on the spice blends they use. There was only one place I've ever had donair at that I actually really liked, and then it burned down. I held Scarlet and kissed her on the lips. It was like an explosion of passion that set me on fire as she kissed me back and wrapped her arms around me.
Always.
We spent the rest of the night enjoying a lovely dinner in a place straight out of a fairy tale, with nothing but love in our hearts and laughter and smiles on our faces.
I can't wait to leave this island with you, Auntie Hawk. I've never been this excited, this happy since ever. You make me feel like I'm living in a fairy tale.
You know, I've got an idea of how we could spend tonight, if you're interested. And what's that?
I'll show you why fairy tales are written by adults.
Oh! 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 Well. After today's date with Scarlet, I decided to take a stroll around the mansion. The night was clear as could be. A light breeze made it just a bit chilly, but not enough that I need to put on more. I found myself fixating on the moon without thinking. I thought I'd find you here. Why's that? Just a gut feeling, and the island-wide surveillance system. You doing okay? Yeah, I'm just thinking. I can't believe the show's almost over. It didn't feel real earlier today. Time sure flies, doesn't it? They are. Oh my god. Fairy tales are fucking horrible when you actually read the original versions. You only got the last third date with Allie tomorrow, then the final ceremony on the day after. Speaking of which, how was your date with Scarlet today? Awesome. It was the best. My connection with Scarlet's one of a kind, and there's no one I'd rather be beside me than her. Being married to her would be like a dream come true. Well, aren't you a romantic, Auntie Hawk? I'm not this time. I'm just playing because every time I make choices happen, it goes insane, and I'm going for Scarlet. That's the choice. But I'm happy to hear that. If it's you two, I'm sure that whatever you two face out there, you'll be fine, as long as you stick together. And she stops turning people into zombies. Yeah, that's a conversation we have to have. Kia, don't forget that in the prenup. Who knew that 3 dates were all you needed to figure out if a marriage would last? If this TV gig doesn't work out, maybe I should become a marriage counselor. Anyway, I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got to get some work done tonight to prep for the ending of the show. Doki Doki Literature Club. And no, Wrath! Double T deals. Yeah, I could use some company. That's not like you're up to anything. Kat reached her hand out to me to put my hand into hers on instinct. With her hand in mine, she pulled me with her to the library? You're probably wondering, why did I bring you here of all places? You like to read? Well, yes, but no. There's no internet for us goons, so here's where we store most of our information. Records of every single run of the show, building and security details, guard schedules, and most importantly, salary records. It's hidden in plain sight as regular books. You need to know how to decipher them, though. They're pretty useless to the average person. Interesting and also a little unnecessary. Who here is going to read a book? Oh, I knew the state of education was bad, but not this bad. It still doesn't answer why you brought me here. Well, you see, I have this lovely chair and table here that I do so love to work on. And it's truly exhausting for me to get up from this lovely arrangement to have to fetch each book I need to reference. So, you want to grab me your books free so I get to stay here? You want me to grab your books free so I can stay here? I'm glad you understand. And you know, I'm doing everything I can to keep you alive. It's just a teeny tiny favor. I couldn't help but laugh at her mock pout. Sure, Kat, it's the least I can do. Great. Alright, to start, I need to grab me The Princess of Avaranda, 100 easy recipes for a Philosopher's Stone, and I regret everything. This must be the 100th batch of books I've had to deliver. It's been hours. Seriously, whoever designed this system should be shot. Tried to read a few of the books I was delivering, but like Kat said, they just seem like regular books. And that's a wrap. Thanks for the help, Auntie Hawk. I'll send you a thank you card when you're off of this island or something. At that rate, that was pretty much slave labor. I think of it as more of an unpaid charity work. We got one last date tomorrow. Don't mess it up. I'm curious, what's the first thing you're going to do when you're out of here? Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe try to figure out where my life was before. Who knows? That's as good a start as any. Well, I gotta get back to editing. Night, Auntie Hawk. See you, Cat. I guess I'll head back to my room and call it a night. Oh, excuse me. The alarms were deafening. We planned for every possibility we could, but it wasn't enough. We made it to the ship, but it still wasn't enough. Our one saving grace, the ship, wouldn't start. Someone tampered with it, and there's no time to fix it. That's it then. I couldn't find the words to say. I love you. I love you too, Auntie Hawk. I wish we could have met anywhere but here. She held me in her arms with the last of her strength. That's all that's left to do is wait. Goodbye, love. Courting call. I woke up with Scarlet in my arms. Ho 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 ho! After talking with Kat last night, I asked Scarlet to join me for one more midnight walk. We ended up talking for hours. Morning, Scarlet.
Oh, you're awake? Hi there, Auntie Hawk.
She was clearly half asleep.
I want to invent something that put this moment into a bottle forever. Let it repurpose the factory. Mass produce it. Love you.
She dozed off as she embraced me in her arms and held me tight. We must have stayed there together for over an hour, but I wish it didn't pass by so fast.
I'm so happy, you know.
Why's that?
No matter how the show ends, we won't be alone. What more could I ask for? I was terrified before, but now I know everything will be alright.
Nothing happened. Couldn't say it better myself, Scarlet.
Anyway, Kat wants you to go on a date with someone else by now, right?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. I've got an intervention to deal with them later.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, nothing. See you later, Auntie Hawk.
Oh, look who crawled out of an economy class airplane toilet. And good morning to you too, Damien.
Auntie Hawk, don't mind him.
Damien just telling me the news. Your ratings are doing really well so far. That's right. I really think you'll make it out of here. That's great news. He's the leader of the show. Or the murder show. I don't want to celebrate just yet. It's because you've done well till now doesn't mean you won't jump the shark today. Your ratings today need to be higher than they've ever been, or you'll get axed. Axed literally. If I'm around when your number's up, I guess we'll find out together, won't we? Later. This weird dainty hand.
Sorry about him. He can be a little mean sometimes.
A murder threat is a little mean?
Anyway, you ready for your last date with Allie?
It's just this last date, then tomorrow it'll be the final ceremony. I'm ready as I'll ever be. So wine glass. Fantastic, and we'll start filming right away. Good luck, Auntie Hawk. You'll need it. Thanks, Kat. I owe you one. It's time for my last date with Allie. No pressure. Found Allie by the beach, or more accurately, she came running to me.
You know, I can believe this, Auntie Hawk.
What's that? Alright. Who took my keys? You've got 10 seconds before I take it out of Forrest's paycheck. Oh, come on!
We'll walk and talk. Come on.
Well, let's walk. Maybe more like run like hell. Forrest's not going to be happy and finds out that I...
whatever. Come on, let's go.
She grabbed my hand and pulled me with her into the forest clearing nearby. What's going on? You're not gonna believe what I just found. What's that? Well, I was wondering how to top the 2 previous dates when I stumbled upon...
Wait a minute. It's better if I surprise you.
I'm gonna have to close my eyes again, right?
I love how fast you learn things, Auntie Hawk.
She was singing and she covered my eyes with one hand and pulled me along with the other. She pulled me along step by step. I can't say I wasn't enjoying it. Is this a staircase? Feels like metal beneath me. In the middle of a forest?
Just a bit more now. All right. You can open your eyes now.
How on earth? We were inside a small plane, the very same one I'd been rudely awakened in my first day here.
How did you even... I was just sitting in the forest. So I thought, why not, right?
I have so many questions. Wait a minute, are you planning on... Without even bothering to answer me, Allie rushed to the cockpit. Oh crap. Here's hoping that this goes better than the rollerblades.
Huh. I wonder what this big red button does.
Oh god, get me out of here! I ran for the door, but it was already shut tight.
And away we go!
The engine of the plane roared as we took off. I slammed into the side of the door. The engine that... Oh. Oof.
Come on, be honest. You're thinking the same thing. You put a big, juicy red button here, completely unattended, and you expect a good citizen like me not to press it? You're bonkers.
You've got a point, but do you have any idea how to fly this thing? Wait a minute. If you're talking to me here, then who's flying the plane?
Technically nobody, but... here or something.
Crash! The right wing of the plane smashed into a tree. We hit it hard enough for it to be slightly deformed. Oof! I slammed into the wall yet again. Oh god, BG.
Well, we didn't need that wing anyway. We still have the other one. Exactly like kidneys.
No! Forget Killer Dating Death Shows. Forget Damien and Kat. Allie was going to be the death of me. I tried to run to the cockpit, but it was all I could do to stay upright as the plane teetered back and forth.
I'm just kidding. I've got this.
Allie ran to the cockpit without breaking a sweat. Meanwhile, I did my best impersonation. My best impression of a ball in a pinball machine. Oh, excuse me.
Alright, I got this.
The plane seemed to stabilize in a matter of seconds. Oh, thank God. I really thought we were gonna... crash!
Oops.
Once again, the right wing of the plane smashed into a tree. Somehow, it was bent back into its original shape.
Not so bad if I do say so myself.
Alright, that was dumb luck and you know it.
Never doubt the moment you've all been waiting for.
We started gaining altitude. Slowly at first, then faster and faster, higher and higher. Before long, we were soaring high above the trees. Allie yelled out in triumph.
Woo!
I joined it and yelled out with glee.
It's a pretty great feeling, huh?
Not dying in a fiery plane crash?
Flying free. Without it, what's the point of living?
You talking about freedom or flying?
Why not both? That said, there's another reason I flew us up here.
What's that, Allie? I thought she was gonna say Mile High Club.
It's the only place on the island I could find that wasn't bugged. No one can eavesdrop on us here. And sorry for the turbulence, but without it, they might have heard me disable the bugs in here. Believe me, I looked for a safe place as hard as I could. That's why I got the rollerblades in the boat earlier, to find a safe place to talk as fast as possible.
I'm guessing you know what the show is really about then.
Unfortunately, yeah. What a bummer, am I right? Unfortunately, I don't think you do, and I can't risk telling you everything either.
What? Why?
Believe me, you're better off not knowing.
What? Allie, what are you hiding? Who are you really?
Look, we don't have too much time before we'll have to land. This thing's already almost out of fuel.
Sure enough, we already started descending.
Please just trust me. I'm on your side, Anti-Hawk. I know there's so many lies going on around here, but I really want to help you get out of here. Though I have to admit, it wasn't on my to-do list at first. It's a good thing you're so cute. I'm kidding, jeez. Do you trust me?
Do we... Fine, BG complained that we weren't getting choices, so do we trust Allie, yes or no? Usually if I wait for choices, it takes forever for you guys to make up your minds. 10 minutes worth of plane fuel. Alright, fine. Yes, yes. Good enough for me.
Of course I do, Allie. You know that. You won't regret it. Promise.
So, what can you tell me?
There's no time. Long story short, there's something on this island I need to find that the people I work with need. It's life or death, not just for you or me, but for countless others. I came here to save you all, and I won't give up until I have. Though at this point, I've done all I can. It's in his hands now.
Whose?
No time to talk. We're almost back in range of the island's recording network. No matter what, don't tell anybody what happened here. Not even a little bit. Not even if you think you can trust them. Are we clear?
Crystal. The plane flew lower and lower.
Alright, I'm about to be back in the recording zone. What else? What else? Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That really doesn't limit it much. I guess not. After we landed, Kat scolded us for taking the plane. Kat and Allie seemed to exchange a few more uneasy glances as we got off the plane. As we were walking away, I heard Kat whisper something to Allie. Nice try. And then I saw something I'd never seen before and would never see again. The sky rapidly turned from bright blue to black, as if it were water being drowned in the darkest ink. Then the bright sun in the sky went out, like a candle in the wind. Even though I knew I was standing outside, I couldn't even see my hands in front of my face. Then somebody grabbed me from behind. No, not somebody. There must be several people. They forced me to the ground and cuffed me behind my back. I screamed, but there was no sound. I tried to fight, but there was no way out. I screamed at Allie for her to run as far as she could, but I heard no response. Then nothing. I woke up on an operating table, the kind you'd see in a nightmare. Blood splattered on the floor and the walls, the smell of disinfectant and rotting flesh. There was a nearby table littered with metal instruments that could make anybody talk. My first instinct was to get up and get off it as fast as possible, but my neck, hands, and legs were cuffed and pinned down in thick metal braces. I tried to force myself out with all my strength, but the braces didn't so much as budge. Hello? What's going on? Where am I? See, I shouldn't have trusted her. We'd be with Scarlet right now if I hadn't have trusted her. Allie? You there? All I heard back were echoes of my own screams. Wherever I was, this place must be massive. Hey, Auntie Hawk. Kat was holding some kind of helmet, with thick wires extruding from the back of it. Don't worry, Allie's doing just fine. She's just taking a little nap. Kat, what's going on? You've got to help me. I was just on my date with Allie when everything went dark and these guys fucking kidnapped us and... I know, Auntie Hawk. I know. You did good, but not good enough. That's pretty much it. Would it make you feel better to hear you're the best one yet? I don't care. Get me out of here! At this point, there's no point explaining. She placed the helmet on my head carefully, even if I wanted to stop her from doing so. The bracer on my neck made it impossible to maneuver. Please, Kat, don't do this. I could hear the hum of a massive generator turning on beside me. She raised her hand, revealing a trigger switch with a single red button. I just want to get out of here. I just want to get back to my life, whatever it is, please. Not today, Auntie Hawk. She pressed it. Sound of crashing waves, a world without time or color. I'm back. This time, it's as if I'm sitting in an audience, watching myself from afar. Escape had failed. I'd been separated from her and captured. We never really did have a chance, did we? I found myself praying that she's safe. If anything happened to her... For a moment, the world exploded with color. Always the hero, aren't you, Auntie Hawk? What did you do to her? You should be more worried about yourself. You knew the rules. If you try to escape the island, you die. It didn't have to be like this, but you... I'm done talking. Goodbye, Auntie Hawk. Oh, will you look at that? Looks like our little hero's got some life left in them. You know, Auntie Hawk, you're in luck. Usually I'd kill you for this, but a new opportunity has just opened up, and I think... you'd be the perfect fit. You just lie there. Just 5 more minutes. You're the star of the show. You can't just sleep through it. Watch me. Oh, that's how you want to play? It's on. Ow! Rise and shine, sleepyhead. Ow, ow, ow. Did you just hit me? What, so it just restarts? For a million years. Anyway, what was your name again? Oh, my name's... I can't remember my name. Really now, you've got to be joking. Just says I can't remember a thing. Who knows, it might be for the better. Luckily, we've got your name on file, Auntie Hawk. My name's Kat. It's nice to meet you. Start of a new show. Find love or die trying. Let me get you up to speed. How should I get into this mess? Insane dating show from hell. Because dead me if I can't finish the show with the fiance or if the ratings aren't high enough. Now the girls in the show know the truth, and if they found out, they'd kill all of us. Because no memories are in the hospital like regular drama protagonist. At least the girls seem nice. Yeah, we've already been through all that. Show must go on. It's the perfect soulmate for each of you. Sorry, just a bunch of symbols that don't mean anything. It's like the bullshit math they show on screen in a movie. You're late to the party, Anti-Hawk. You got time to explain the rules of the show. Anti-Hawk, one of the 5 lovely women here is your soulmate. You get to know 3 of the girls over the next 9 days, over 3 days. Oh, Jesus Christ. It gets bigger and bigger? Oh, that's so annoying. I thought we'd be done by now. You'll have to ask one of them to marry you. So I got 10 days to save my life, so it's more time now. More time with 3 of them. Who do I spend time with? Wait, I have to choose already? I haven't had a chance to really talk with any of them yet. Think that way. I think you want to talk to with the most right now. All right. Here's the one time with.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Which is something pretty important. Hey, Quiz! Thanks for the host. I appreciate that. I want the yellow shirt. She pulled me aside. This should be far enough. So the girls think you'll be asking any of the 5 of them for a date. Really, I only want you to be asking 3 of them. Basically, everybody but Scarlet and Allie. Why is that? Let's just say we think you'll be getting higher ratings that way. And you know how important it is to get high ratings, right? I don't really have a choice, do I? This is so annoying. Nope, glad we're on the same page, Anti-Hawk. So without further ado, you walk back to the girls. Who are you going with your first date with? Ugh. I don't like I don't like any of these. Fine. Alright, we'll make it happen. Forest to the north of the house was as serene as could be. With each step forward, I felt the soft earth give way beneath my feet and the wind caress my skin. Green as far as the eye can see, and her, in a flowing white dress, standing in the middle of it all. Hey there, Anti-Hawk. What you doing all the way out here? What do we say? Well, this is part 6 of the game. We already were dating Allie and Scarlet. Then all of a sudden a twist happened where they erased our memories again for whatever reason. So it wasn't really much of a twist, it was just the game started over. And now they're telling us we can't date Scarlet and Allie, we have to date the other 3 now. So I'm just hoping that I don't have to go through a big long... I was hoping to have the game finished tonight, to be perfectly honest. We'll see if I do or not. Okay, I could ask the same of you. I could ask you the same. I guess so. I picked the answer. I choose the outcome now. So at the end of the stream, I was hoping we would be done. We'll see what happens or where it's leading towards by the end of the stream, so... Yeah, so I pick it later. The Q skill. I think that kind of instantly puts a smile on your face. Care to join me for a walk? I like that. Started to walk down the forest path together. We couldn't help but be fascinated by her hair, flowing like water in the wind. I don't even remember, but I'm from way out in the country. I grew up surrounded by animals, nature, you name it. Just me and my grandma, my 2 little brothers and the alpacas, and my buddies Bun and Bun Bun, and the chickens, and too many farm animals to count. Yeah, I have to pick a winner once we have a decision. I just made it go for 30 minutes to give people more time. She's just Fluttershy. To answer your question from earlier, nature takes me back home. Do you still live there? Yep, wouldn't have it any other way. Though I had moved to the city for a bit way back when. You know, that's when I met you. How'd we meet? Well, you know, one thing I hated about the city is that everyone's in a rush. People just walk by each other as if they're obstacles to get past instead of, well, people. I came to the city alone, didn't know left from right. And I got lost. I swear every building looks the same. You can say that again. Yeah. I tried to ask people for directions to where I would live, or where the school was, but no one would give me the time of day. Except for you. I helped you? Yeah, you didn't even know me, but you took the time to help me figure my way around. Gosh, I've never been so embarrassed in my life. Why were you embarrassed? You know. Shy. Found out later that we went to the same high school, but we never talked too much after that. Ah, I'm sorry about that. Well, it's not your fault, Auntie Hawk. I had to move back home pretty soon after anyway. Well, I'm happy I'm getting a second chance to get to know you better. Yui. God damn, the voices. You and Yui. It's like, ugh. I feel the same way, Auntie Hawk. You're just like how I remember. Well, actually, the whole trying to date 5 girls at a time thing came out of nowhere, but life is full of surprises, I guess. It shouldn't take long to remove them from the equation. Sorry, what did you say? I couldn't hear you. Just a little joke, hee hee. I was just saying, I was so happy to see you again. Here's to the future. She is incredibly boring. Like, oh my god. We spent the rest of the day talking to nature, making up for lost time. Yes. Apparently, I was always ending up in trouble back then. I guess not much has changed. Something about Yui made it easy to open up. I found myself almost telling her the truth about the show several times. Even though I couldn't tell her the whole truth, I could tell her just enough of what was worrying me to make me feel at home and at ease. Oh, the girls are killed. Yeah, probably, Dora. I date you so bad. Well, it's one of those, I don't know why. I forget what the reason was that they want to date me so bad, but the reason we want to date them is if we don't hook up with one of them by the end of the show, we're murdered. They'll kill us. She's just a jealous chick. Okay. Everybody, I'm on your side, Auntie Hawk. I stumbled back to my room and plopped onto my bed. Who'd be coming at this hour? I shuffled over in a haze. Hey there, Auntie Hawk. Sorry to bother you this late. It's alright. What's up, Cat? Don't mind me. Just gonna make myself real comfortable. Cat walked by me and comfortably sat herself on my bed. I really gotta get one of these beds for myself already. I closed the door, then sat facing her on the opposite side of the bed. So what brings you here tonight? Can't stop thinking about me? I have a kind of a passion. You wish. Unfortunately, it's my job to help you survive until the end of the show. And that means checking in with you every night to see how you're doing and making sure you're doing your best on ratings. That's nice of you. Thanks, Cat. But to be honest, I don't have a choice. Finding a new person to take your place would be a recruiting nightmare. So they just erase our memory each time. Back to what I'm here for. Your date today with Yui was a ratings knockout. Was it, though? Think about your date with Yui today. I mean, mostly death threats because they want you to be in your position, but eh. Nice to know that the outside world is safer than here. They're just jealous. Most people dream of having someone like Yui be their soulmate candidate. But again, it's no fun that it's just the Yui show. We need more drama, betrayal, romance. Tomorrow, I want you to find who your second soulmate candidate is and ask them on a date instead. Yeah, alright. Alright, or I'd rather go on a second date. This is probably the illusion of choice, I'm guessing. We already talked about that a little bit with Thumb Man. Yep. Peachy. Alright. Alright, sounds good to me. I just said you want to spend more time with Yui tomorrow, but I guess you understand the situation. Though this rating's getting higher and higher every day, they'll axe the show and your life with it. I guess that makes sense in some warped way. I'm impressed at how well you took that. You'd almost think it wasn't your first time on a life or death killing dating show. Well, technically it's not. Well, that's pretty much all you needed to know. Pretty much what I needed to tell you. Seemed like we both got big days tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Night, Auntie Hawk. Good. She was gone before I had a chance to finish. Guess it's time to call it a night. Sound waves. Hey, here calling my dream. It's you. I love you, Auntie Hawk. I always will. I'll always love you too. My mouth moves on its own. Even though there's so many other women on the show, they could never be you. I held her tight and kissed her. You promise? I promise. Well, you know, that's what you told me. I meant every word I said. She smiled at me. You better have. Your face is becoming clear to me with every day that goes by. I know you're here with me, but which one are you? Ugh. In the morning, the girls and I decided to hang out in the garden outside the house. Oh wow, there's all kinds of flowers here that I've never seen before. Really? You've never seen a tulip? Grandma and I used to grow
How do I fucking say that?
Hi.
Oh, I don't know how to. Hyacinths? Is that it? I've only read this word. I've never actually said it.
Hyacinths. Back home, so nope. Not even on the internet? I thought I had to get on more. I can't believe that the only flowers I ever work with are Venus flytraps.
Fuck your pronunciation, Marion. Hyacinths. Thank you, Dora. At least somebody here cares about me.
What do you do with those? Well, we do a lot of experiments at the lab.
True, yeah, true.
Don't you ever find yourself thinking, wouldn't it be cool to make a Venus flytrap that could walk and talk? Literally never. Oh, it's whatever. She ran away 2 years ago. Both my neighbors lost their pet cats the same day, too.
Yeah. Keeping up appearances, is that? That's not what I think it is. Please tell me that's not the show I think it is. That Ice Cube was also... That was the black and white show, I think. Or something different. Okay.
I miss you, Fluffy. You sure they were lost?
So... That was a terrible show, though.
Tea's ready.
Thanks, Violet. I got a cup for everybody. The aroma from the tea really worked up my appetite.
I prepared some treats for us as well. Please enjoy.
We spent the rest of the morning eating delicious treats and sipping on delicious tea as we theorized what might have happened to Fluffy. Personally, my money's on the felines being the culprits. Every cat I've met has had a nasty surprise up their sleeve. I can watch it. Public access doesn't... That's not public domain, though.
There you are, Auntie Hawk.
Okay.
I'm looking for you. It's time to decide who's your second soulmate candidate. Cat moved in close to whisper. Not like you really have a choice, though.
Who's the unlucky girl? I spent time today with... I don't know, let's go with the gamer chick.
Tara. Alright, our work's cut out for us. Give us a minute to set up the scene, then go find her.
As I walked closer and closer to the games room, I could hear people screaming bloody murder.
Help! You're not going anywhere.
Take him! I'm too young to die! I rushed aside as fast as I could. What kind of brother would sacrifice his own flesh and blood to survive? Life is tough, Buttercup. No! I'll save you, bro! Bro! Ah!
The heroes that die first? It's the heroes that die first, you know.
Bro! This is so cringy.
Where was I? Oh, right. 1 down, 2 to go. Get over here.
They're playing a fighting video game.
Oh, stop, Andy Hawk. Give me a second. I've got to do a bit of pest control.
2 and 3. Kill him first! Oh my god. Button mashing noise sound effects. And the Pocky and the, oh my god, this is...
Alright, right. You lost fair and square. As promised, you guys know what you have to do.
The brothers 5 groaned as they each put on some kind of futuristic helmet. You're incredible, Tara! Not bad. God. 1 or 2, folks. 1 or 2. Alright. You're incredible, Tara.
You decimated those guys without breaking a sweat. I do make a living doing this, believe it or not. Though lately it's been a little boring.
Why's that?
It's just same old, you know? Though I do have something new in store, if you're down.
I'm down. Yeah, we're just doing that. Dora! I'm down for anything.
Good. I'm just gonna need you to put on this non-suspicious at all headset.
Jared picked up a helmet from behind the couch and placed it on my head. So it hurt a bit, don't worry. Wait, why would it... There's like lightning ran through my head. What does that have to do with anything, BG? Why'd you say she's a female? She doesn't key. Some kind of forest? Whoa. Edgy Hawk, you're here too. Where are we? I just want to go home. Oh, stop whining. You're in a video game. Come on. This is the first time you've seen this happen. This isn't the first time you've seen this happen in fiction. This kind of thing exists now? It's been around for at least 1,000,000 years by now. Get with the times. Last time I checked, I'd never heard of anything like this. Oh my god. Alright, so maybe it's some weird kind of device I'd never seen before. Can you blame me for wanting to try messing with it? Oh, she's a female hawk, not... Oh god. She's a female hawk's VTuber. Oh, y'all got a Sakai quiz. Wait, there's no way it could be a game. It looks too real. I have to admit, I had my doubts too. Everything looked as if we were really there. Hey, if you want proof, just try walking outside this forest. Two took a few cautious steps forward and then some more. Oof. He's about to get some kind of invisible wall. There's some kind of invisible wall here. It really is a video game, huh? Actually, it's the wall of the games room. I thought this console would be like a deep dive sort of virtual reality video game too, but it seems like everything we do here is replicated in the real world. Stuck on. I think meant she's a female, comma, hawk. Like, you're telling me she's a female. I'm like, okay, why? Not that she's female version of me. And that would not be my, no. Not that I've thought about it. Not that I've thought about it! Walk too many steps in a certain way and smack. Doesn't that make this kind of useless? I guess if you're allergic to fun. Sound of the intercom played through the forest. Hey, can you guys hear me? Cat, we can hear you. What's up? You guys need to log out of the game right now. If you're in the game too long, it'll fry your brain. What? How? Why? Long story short, it's an experimental, game console that we had in storage. No idea how Tara found it, though. She was always trying to find new ways to kill me, isn't it? How much time do we have? Before it fries your brain? I don't know. Maybe a few minutes, maybe several hours. But it'll slowly sap your sanity the longer you're there. Just log out already. We don't know how. My brother's 5 and I looked around frantically, but there wasn't any way for us to log out. Oh, I think you guys can see the logout menu. I don't think you guys see the logout menu. I think it's an admin only kind of thing. If you can see Tara, then come on, log us out already. She cackled like a B-movie maniac. So he tells her she didn't have much sanity to sap in the first place. Okay, have a good night, Cycron. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Take it easy. It was such a shame to leave so soon. Let's play a game first. Just so happens that as an admin, I can change all of your avatars at will. Check this out. Bam! I look down at my hands, which have now become tiny little white wings. I look down at my face, and I have a beak? I became a bird? Oh god, what did she do to us? We're pigeons! Let me out! We'll never become accountants now! Accountants, huh? We're gonna die here! Quizzical. I think I've got a new fetish. Ha! The pigeons 5 ran around frantically like chickens with their heads cut off. I can't blame them. I looked up to Tara, who seemed like a giant compared to us now. Now, I'm sure you're wondering why I've turned you all into birds. I guess you could say that. It's funny, Anti-Hawk. Earlier you told me that this whole show was like a dating sim, except you were in the driving seat. Now the shoe is on the other foot. She cackled again like a wicked witch. Welcome to Pigeon Dating Sim Battle Royale. You have to seduce me if you want to get out of here. With each day that passes, I fear more for humanity's future. And you wanted us to be pigeons for this? I mean, yeah? The ratio of human to pigeon visual novels is totally out of whack, man. I figured we should balance that out. I am trapped in a killer virtual reality game. I'm also trapped in a killer dating show. To make matters worse, I'm also trapped in the body of a pigeon. Now I need to seduce a woman with my avian charm. You can imagine the kind of stress I am under. Now, seduce me! One by one, the Pigeons 5 fired pickup line after pickup line at Terra, but to no avail. Quiz, no! Come on, come on. Move those wings like you mean it. I tried my hand at a few, but it was clear they had no effect. I can't imagine that being a pigeon helped in with that in any way. Let's try one more. How about... Damn, girl, you're a hoot. Damn, girl, you're looking so... fly. Damn, girl, you're more addicting than quack. I have to do 3. None of those a pigeon would say, Kia! With my will to live at an all-time low, Huh? The game went dark. A moment later, we were back in the games room. We didn't even get to say it, seriously? What? We're back, thank God. I've got fingers, I can write, I can fill out a balance sheet. Oh, excuse me, I keep going. Are you a bird for the other quiz? See, they're an accent. God. Oh, just when it was getting good. A5. Wait, is something burning? The game console had smoke coming out of it. Guess it's toast. Hey, I'm flying here! What happened? My mind's all foggy. You okay, Tara? I'm gonna go take a nap. She jumped on the couch when within seconds was fast asleep. He's a pickup line quizzical. No, not that. I don't know New York accent. That's it. Whenever I hear New York, that's what I think of. Hey, how you doing? Wait, where's Brooklyn? It's the... I don't know. I don't know anything about the Eastern US at all. I know Maine is lobsters. New York is city. And that's it. I never really bothered to learn any more about anything on the Eastern Coast. I've never been there and I never will be. So, the 13 original colonies... Just go. Don't fucking talk about this again. I was about to enter my room when I felt a familiar tap on my shoulder. There's so much talking in this game, but it's a visual novel, so obviously. Hey there, Antioch. Got a minute? Let's make sure you or your terrorists see me come in here, fan some flames. Sorry, what? Cat looked around, smiled, and went into my room. I followed suit. First, the good news. Thanks to my plan, we've gotten enough ratings to avoid early canning. People loved it when you and Yui were in the main ship, but loved it even more when Terra kicked off this competition. I'm glad to hear I get to live another day. It's like a second Jersey Shore. Up to the VA is varieties of Southern Drawl. Pennsylvania's Philly. There's the New Yorkers. New Yorkers, hey. Oh, why? Everyone in New York. New York! Welcome to New York. Alright, yeah. It's not like, hey, I'm walking in. It's like, hey, New York, New York. New York State's a war zone. Please, kindly stop. Shut the fuck. At least, I can change it at a dime, so keep it up. Also, I'm curious how you're feeling about Yui and Terra. Between those two, do you have a favorite? Neither? Why isn't that an option? I don't know. Let's go gamer chick. Dora, oh wow, Dora has a type. I've only known her for less time. I think Terra is more right now. Say what we will about Terra, it's always exciting to be around her. Really? No, can't say I'm surprised. Let's see where things go with Terra. You'll be hanging out with her again soon enough. Anyway, that's it for today. Keep it up and who knows, you might just be the first one to make it out of here. Night, Anti-Hawk. Good night, Cat. Maybe closing the door behind her. Guess time to turn for the night. Something the most mundane. Two of us spend the evening together in the games room. I'm reading a book and at the same time watching her rage against an opponent in a fighting game. It's fun to watch her savor each victory or explode with profanity when she loses. Life is good. Sounds like these where you wish life could always be this simple. Sometimes in those moments people wish for more excitement or fame or fortune or anything but the ordinary. But all I want is the ordinary with you. Fuck! Don't tell me Tara's the one that we love. God damn it. Fuck this game. I love this woman so much. Seriously? I've lost all will to play. We kicked off our morning with a delicious meal made by Violet. Water's vaguely quizzical. How long is this game, BG? Oh, Dream Terror. I don't remember much, but it was in a video game and by a lot of pigeons. How am I supposed to respond to that? What if it was a sign? I'm sorry, what? It's a dream, nothing more. I don't see how. I've already played it for almost 3 hours. It feels like I'm only not even at the middle point yet. And a devilish grin on her face. I think it is a sign, Tara. It's a sign that you should try making video games. We're on these more pigeon dating sims. You're right. There's no time to waste. Tara ran off. Right. Are you sure that was a good idea to spur her on? Yeah, I have to read all the text out and it's... Hey, right thing, how you doing? It says, find love or die trying. Oh, okay. Well, you know, have a good night, Dora. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Take it easy. That's my soulmate. Okay, I'll try. Of course. Let's see. What's the worst that could happen? I felt a chill run down my spine. We'll play this one for... Well... We'll play until we have to pick somebody to date. My cat in the same place she found me yesterday. Alright, we gotta go with Violet now. Morning, Antioch. It's time to decide who's your last soulmate candidate. Oh man, I'm gonna make a killing from today's bet with 4. The poor guy. He doesn't know you've been rigging the show? Well, he doesn't know, can't hurt him. Anyway, after you make your choice, it'll be just between the 3 soulmate candidates from here on out. But wait a second, what does... I thought somebody would ask, so let me explain. If you don't get chosen, we'll make the rest of the show a tropical getaway for you. You'll still be able to see the other girls and live in the mansion, so really it's no big deal. Tara did a little fist bump. So without further ado, Antioch, who's the last unlucky girl? I'll spend time today with... And we'll save it here. Okay. Alright, I'm trusting BG on this. I don't know if I should. I'm trusting BG that this starts to pick up and become more of a complex thing. We'll see. I don't know. The twist doesn't really feel like a twist. Like, they just erase our memories when we try to escape or something happens and then it just starts over again. So, I don't know if we'll see if it picks up. Hopefully it does. I'm kind of meh on it right now, but we'll see. We'll see. Marion, no, I'm not. No. No. Yeah, the first start over is rigged. Of course it is. Can't tell who is talking. That is, I will say, that is kind of an issue as well, right then. There's no highlighting of who's talking or whatever. You have to look at the name to see who's talking. And I kind of fuck it up sometimes too, so. Anyway, so... We didn't die. But we didn't find love either. So, what do I do for the prediction? I like white girl. Oh, I think so. I like white girl hair. I like white hair girl. That's who we're dating next, right, Thane? We found love in ourselves. Invalidated. God damn. I thought it would be over tonight. That's why I did this choice. Yeah. This is so anticlimactic. Delete and return points. Yeah. Because there was no decision. There's none. Yeah, see, BG was talking like I was, oh, you know, maybe you'll find out tonight. I'm like, oh, okay, so we are close to the end. Nope. So there we go. But next time we will date Violet. I did save here, right? Yes. Okay, good.